Well, this is my first time doing an instructional video. My name is Relic, and we're going to check the valve clearances on a Kawasaki KLX 2007. First thing, remove all the plastics if you still have any, and the tank, guards, seat, etc. This will be done quickly. Okay, so we got all the plastics off, tank, seat, everything stripped down. Tank bolts are let go. Don't forget these, one on each side. Rather than letting the hoses go from the petcock, I let go the petcock from there. That way when you unhook the hose, you don't have gas going everywhere. Just unhook the hose at the bottom from here, going to the carburetor. So with everything disconnected, now we can hopefully pull the tank up. So now the tank's out of the way, we got to make some room here to get that valve cover off. I always find the best, remove that, hose goes on there, pull the hose up. You might need a screwdriver to help pull it off, or brute force and ignorance. That's out of the way. I also find it helpful to remove the ignition coil. Just give that bit of extra room for pulling off the head cover. Two bolts. That's all us need to take that off. Don't forget to reattach your ground wire and put it back together. And disconnect your blue wire. That'll do it. Tuck stuff out of the way. Now, 1, 2, 3 bolts. Head can come off. We'll tap the rubber hammer, off she comes. It's a good idea to give her a blow down with air gun first, so you don't get too much dirt down there. Preferably none. Okay, so all we can do now is take off the two plugs on the side of the motor. We'll take off that one so we can see when she's on the marks to check. And we take that one off so we can rotate her. So now with the two plugs removed, all we gotta do is rotate the engine through this hole using 17mm socket and ratchet. And we keep going until we see the T mark line up there. You'll see an F first, then the T. Okay, so that's the T. Took a couple tries to get it. Now, you might have it right, or you might have to rotate it 360 degrees again. One way you can check, have a look at the cams. If your cams are facing in towards each other, that means you got to go another 360 degrees. Another way you can check is look on the thumb and chain. Another way to check is look at your chain wheels. You see in there an exhaust, they're upside down and together. That means you got to go another 360. So we rotate another 360 degrees. Bit hard to tell there, but you can see the cams now are facing away from each other, the lobes. And over on the timing gear cogs, word in. And the exhausts are upright and away from each other. And the marks are pretty much straight in line with the top of the head. So now we can go ahead and check our intake and exhaust clearances. So first, the specs call for 0.15 to 0.24 for the exhaust. I'm going to start it on the low side with a 0.15. Fits good. Fits good. Okay, so good that way. So now 0.15 fits in good, so we know the clearance is greater than 0.15. Next we'll try the 0.25. And if it fits in, well, our clearance is too great. Doesn't go. And doesn't go. So we know our clearance is between 0.15 and 0.25. Next up we'll do the intake valve, which calls for a clearance of 0.10 to 0.19. We do the same thing again. We'll start with 0.10 and then try the 0.2. Okay, see if we can get a good look here. 0.10. Fits in good. Might not see this too well. Fits in good. Now, we'll try the 0.2. You can see, it won't go. no go. So air clearance is between 0.1 and 0.2. All is well. Maybe sometime in the future I'll re-sim it and I can make another video. Now assembly is just basically reverse. Now is a good time also, while you got everything out, change spark plug. As you can tell, it's usually not that easy when everything is assembled. Thanks for watching. See you later.